There are over 500,000 kids in foster care across the United States, and making sure they're well taken care of takes a village. I'm Erin Lindstrom, and this is Foster Care Aware, a production brought to you by Tidewater Friends of Foster Care with support from the Barry Robinson Center. If you've had it on your heart to become a foster parent, volunteer, donor, advocate, or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. For more information on how to move forward, head to fostercareaware.org/next steps. And now I'm thrilled to share today's segment with you. Hi, I'm Erin Lindstrom, and I'm with Audra Bullock, the president and founder of Tidewater Friends of Foster Care. And we are joined by Charlene Gholson, the family systems coordinator, and Toni Freeman, the resource family recruiter for United Methodist Family Services. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are excited to have you and to learn more about UMFS. To start us off, Toni, could you tell us a little bit more about UMFS and the services you offer, and what makes UMFS unique as a foster care agency?
Well, thank you so much. First, I'd like to say thank you for having us and hosting this event. It's very important to us to continue to get the word out about the services we provide in the community, especially in light of what's going on in the country. So I'd like to say thank you, first of all. UMFS, first of all, I'd like to say we're celebrating 120 years in service. It's amazing. We started in Richmond, and the original charter was for an orphanage, and it evolved and grew over the years from there. So UMFS has offices throughout the state, and the Tidewater Regional Office is located in Virginia Beach. The services we provide here in the Tidewater area are treatment foster care. And we also have a program that assists young adults who are about to age out of the system to try to get them the resources they need to move on with their lives. What makes us unique? I can't really speak to the other agencies. I can say that we do dual certification, so that if someone wants to go from foster to adopting, they don't have to go through another certification process. I think what makes, and I may be a little biased, we're very, very family oriented. We're very supportive of all of the foster parents in our program, and we have a lot of support. So those are some of the things that make us unique.
Wonderful, thank you. So Charlene, can you tell us, Toni mentioned treatment foster care. Our viewers might have heard it as therapeutic foster care. What's the difference between treatment care and regular foster care?
So for UMFS, we kind of base our therapeutic and treatment foster care off of kind of 5 tenets. So the therapeutic foster care tenets for UMFS is that it's kind of based in the knowledge of brain development, understanding that trauma impacts brain development. For UMFS, we are heavily concentrating and prioritizing those relationships, those parent-child relationships, understanding those are building blocks. The children who come in through treatment foster care often have more medical, behavioral, or emotional needs that are better served with the family who's highly supported, very well trained, and that's what you get when you have a treatment foster care or treatment therapeutic foster care situation. These homes are very structured. The foster parents are a part of a professional treatment team, and so it's important that they're highly trained and that they are well supported.
That's great. So what kind of parents are you looking for? What makes a successful therapeutic or treatment foster parent?
I think some of our greatest foster parents are those with the strong commitments. You have to be committed to meeting the individual needs of these children because they are very individualized. You have to understand that if you have parented your own children, this won't be the same. It won't be like parenting your own children. These children have a level of trauma that we'll need to assess and address constantly. I think those are things that are important. Patience is of the utmost importance. I tell people all the time, you have to be also persistent and consistent with these children. They look for that repetition. They are looking for that one consistent caring adult, and it's what they need to kind of grow from their past traumas. Our best foster parents understand that, yeah, bad things have happened today, but tomorrow's a whole new day, and we're going to move on from what happened today. So I like to tell them that weeping may endure for a night, but in the morning, the joy is coming. And so our best foster parents understand that.
That's great. I was going to say, sometimes our children test us too, coming from foster care, and I think parents, new parents, are surprised by that, and sometimes put off. But it's important to stay the course and understand that the behaviors are a way of communicating things and feelings that these children can't verbally express or don't feel safe enough to verbally express.
Absolutely. I like to tell our foster parents all the time that their behaviors are just an expression of a need. So what we need to do is figure out what the need is and meet that need, and we can curb and change the behaviors.
Exactly. I love that. And that's something that's come up on a number of these conversations, is that a lot of times the kids are trying, they don't know how to communicate consciously and be like, excuse me, parent, I'm having some attachment issues, and this is why I'm creating this mess or having this hissy fit. And I love that you talked about patience and really just holding space for a child who's going through something and still showing up with love day after day after day. Yeah. So I love that, Charlene. Can you talk to us a little bit about the specifics as far as what a person needs to be eligible to be a foster parent through UMFS? Like, is there an age requirement? All that fun stuff.
So UMFS Tidewater has a unique age requirement, and we require that you be 26 mature years of age. We place a lot of teenagers. And so we kind of think it's a disaster waiting to happen if we place someone who's just turning 21 with a 16 or 17-year-old. There's kind of that parental guideline there. They kind of view each other more as siblings and friends. The dynamic doesn't always work. So 26 mature years of age is our guidelines. We also ask that you have sufficient income to support yourself and your family without the addition of these children, that you're just committed to meeting the needs of these kids. Of course, there's the background check that we have to do, both CPS and then the FBI fingerprints and Virginia State Police background checks, those kind of things. We require that you have a safe driving record, which becomes really important. So for UMFS, that means no less or more than -4 points on your driver's license. Anything greater than that, we feel like is reckless driving, and you can't drive, the children with that kind of record. And then we have, of course, the first aid, the CPR certification, both in adult and child and infant. So those are kind of the basic requirements.
Fantastic. So, Toni, I'm wondering if you can tell us about some of the myths of foster care.
I think some of the myths of foster care include that the children will necessarily come in and totally disrupt your home. That's not always true. I think some of the myths, one important thing that I always like to stress to anybody who's considering becoming a foster care is that a lot of the foster parents that I've talked to feel more rewarded by helping these children. So they get a lot of positive, they feel really good about helping these children. A lot of other myths include you have to be married, or there are gender exclusions. We don't discriminate against anyone. Anybody can be a foster parent. You can be single or divorced. Some people think that they have to give up their jobs to be a foster parent, and that's not true. Some people, I've had people ask, well, do I have to own a home? No, you can have an apartment. You just need to have adequate space for the children. So those are some of the common myths. Some people ask, and Charlene kind of touched on the income, that we do want to make sure that you're self-supporting, that you're not taking children in your home to supplement your income so that you can take care of yourself. So, but I think one of the most frequently asked is, do I need to be married? Do I, need to own a home? those kind of things. You just need to be willing and loving and patient and be willing to work through some of the challenges that will surely come up.
So Toni, clearly UMFS has its origins in the Methodist Church. Do you have to be Methodist to foster with UMFS?
No, you do not. You do not have to be Methodist or affiliated religiously in any way. That is just, like you said, the origins of our organization, started by the Methodist Church. So that is why it's a part of our name. You don't have to be Methodist.
Charlene, for parents who are, or prospective parents rather, who are watching this and feeling like UMFS might be for them, can you tell them where to get more information?
Sure. The best way to do this right now is just to navigate to the website. And we are umfs.org. You'll navigate there. And if you're interested in getting more information, if you'll navigate to one of our orientation sessions. We are also doing those online as well right now. And if you can navigate there, then it'll give you all the information you need. You can reach out to us by phone, the number 757-490-9791. And you can also reach us by email. So Toni's email being the T Freeman, and I'm, being C Gholson, and at umfs.org.
Perfect. And for people who are watching and kind of like on the fence, Charlene, do you have any words of encouragement for people who are thinking about it or maybe scared to take that next step?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would challenge you that now in these uncertain and unprecedented and unusual times, that now is a great time to try to make that leap. I mean, we're already in that place where we're doing things so differently. So why not just go ahead and add this in there as well? Please join us for one of those information sessions, because that's all that it is. It's an additional information piece. And so you'll be able to get all those questions answered that you're wondering about. And so I would challenge you at this point to reach out to us for those orientation sessions or information sessions, especially in this time.
Brilliant.
I have a question that I want to follow up with, please. So for the support services that you offer, can you speak a little bit to those, as well as what types of children do you get in care? Like, are you principally getting teenagers? Are you getting sibling groups? Are you getting younger kids? Can you speak to that?
Sure. So we typically place children age 12 and older. And when we have children that are under the age of 12, they're usually part of a sibling group. Those sibling groups can come, as many as 4 or 5, and they need to stay together. And those are usually the younger children. But typically it's 12 and older. We have children from the LGBTQ community. We have pregnant and parenting teens in the program as well. So those are all of the children that we place. And those are the children who we have the most difficulty finding appropriate and supportive homes for. But those are the children who come into care for UMFS. As far as our support services are concerned, what we offer as far as support is concerned, you have the full support of a case manager. We offer 24-hour, 365 days of on-call support. So that's there for you at all times. And just the ongoing training that we offer, and then the monthly support groups, and then a mentor. When you become a foster parent or resource parent with UMFS, you're paired with a family who's been doing this for a while, so they get it. And they're able to be your mentor. So not only do you have the support of the staff, but you also have a peer support as well.
That is a fantastic service, to be able to have that support. I think it's a recurring theme throughout the segments that we've filmed for Foster Care Aware, is that you have to have that support. It takes a village, the whole concept of it. So it's fantastic. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate all the work you do for foster children in the community.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And a big thank you for listening. Foster Care Aware is all about spreading the word about how we can help the kids who are in care in whatever capacity works for you. Tidewater Friends of Foster Care is here to help support you through the journey. Whether you want to be a foster parent, volunteer, donor, or advocate, head on over to fostercareaware.org/nextsteps to learn more.